Now, I'm assuming here you know how to get to Lilyfield Road. Here we are at the base of the hill of Lilyfield Road, directly there in front. If we keep going to the left there, we're going around the bay. But instead of heading towards the city, we're going to turn right and we're going to go under the City West Link. And we're going to follow the Hawthorn Canal up to the Greenway. So just after you go under there, you hang right onto this bridge. You don't want to go straight ahead because you end up in the dog park. When you come off the bridge, you've got a choice of going two ways. You can stick on the path like I am here and mix it up with lots of pedestrians and dogs and old people and kids and stuff, or you can duck right and go out onto the road. And normally it's okay out there on the road, but you do occasionally end up with some absolute idiots. And we just go all the way up here until we get to Marion Street in Leichhardt. We're going to, once we get there, we're going to follow the light rail. So there's a set of lights which we cross over underneath the light rail, and over it, then we're going to hang an immediate left, and now we're on the Greenway. And this is going to end up, we're going to have to do a crossing over Parramatta Road in a little while at the next train station. It's a funny little bridge that you go up. I'll just slow it down here. So you go under the, essentially around the station, and then you do this kind of loop-de-loop. If you didn't know this path was here, you'd miss it because it's completely unmarked. And you really need to granny gear it and watch it on these corners because they're pretty sharp. And when you come down this little thing here, just try not to hit anyone. And again, you hang a left there where that jogger's going. And you can probably hear me going ding 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 as we go along here because it's a blind corner. And you often get people coming, walking along here. So you need to give them a ping. So here we go, under the railway line, up to the roundabout. This is Summer Hill area. If you go right, or if you keep going straight up here, you'll end up at the Summer Hill shops. But no, we're going to hang a left. This is, I think, the best street to go up because there's a big new apartment development over there on the left, and there's been lots of trucks and tradies and stuff around there. You don't want to be anywhere near it. Now, up ahead here is the Sideways Cafe, which is a great place to stop for coffee and something to eat. The menu's very good, lots of nice cakes if you feel like something like that, and you can sit outside. Unfortunately, when I got up here today, there were no seats, so I kept on going. But I like to stop there and have a coffee and something to nibble on. And we're going to head up here. You can see you are on the road, but it's very quiet streets up here. And when we get to the top here, we're going to hop onto the footpath. Now, just one thing to watch, always ring your bell going past that bus stop because there tends to be people waiting for a bus, and sometimes they'll come jumping out in front of you. One of them did and hit me and knocked me off. So we cross the road there, and now coming down here, got to watch out for cars coming from the left and right at these two intersections. They will sometimes not stop for you. I almost got cleaned up by a police car coming out of them one day. Nobody stops and looks properly. So we get down the bottom of the hill and we're going to hang a left here in between all these parked cars. And you've got to really watch out for the where you want to turn because it's really badly marked. And here we are at this really crummy wooden bridge. So that's part B. If you're on a road bike, you really want to get off and push across there. As I said, it's a terrible surface and I've fallen over it. I've also punctured my road bike tyres on splinters and exposed nails, so that's another good reason to push it across. And here we are. You can see we're following whatever that river or creek or something is over on the left, and this path just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on for miles. And pretty much as long as you stay on it, you'll be right. There's a couple of road crossings you do. There's one coming up in a little while. And when we get to the next road crossing, you've got a choice. The old path used to be only on the northern side of the river, and in the last year or two they've built another path on the southern side. So we go across here. Now you can see some people are going to go straight across here, but I'm turning left and I'm going on the what you might call the old path. There's also some toilets here and a water bubbler and stuff like that. Both paths take you to the same location essentially. There's a couple of bridges every now and then that you can cross back and forth on. I just prefer this one, I guess, because I've been doing it for so many years. Again, you know, shared path. You got to use your bell quite a lot. There's all sorts of people out and about. Now in a little bit we're going to hit Tempe Station, and when we get there we're just going to go through the car park and get back on the path. There's a little kind of underpassy thing where you go underneath the railway line. That used to flood at high tide all the time, but they've built some concrete walls to stop that happening. So we go down here. Again, you got to ring your bell. It's blind corners and things, and duck your head because it's pretty low overhead. And we get up to, I got no idea what this street is, this main road that we're coming up to. But we're going to cross over here and hang right. And once you get past this point, this is where it becomes really easy to get lost and confused. You see that bloke went straight ahead down there, and I used to do that, and you can go down there and get really, really lost around the airport. But again, you can see we're just following the water along here. We come up here, and there's all this housing development stuff up here, which is where it becomes a real disaster area. Now when we pop out of here, most people would go straight ahead there. I always come out and turn right, and it's all about being able to get across this intersection we're coming up to. You can see there's lots of brand new apartments there, and I always cross here. If you went straight ahead, it's a really horrible crossing to make. And another trick here at these lights, you would expect to go across here and then immediately turn left to where all those containers and stuff are. Do not do that. It'll take you 5 minutes to get across that road. Serious, the lights are that slow. Instead you go straight ahead under this underpass, and we're following a water pipeline there on the right. Yeah, the other side is a really nice new shiny bit of pathway, but the light phasing is just absolutely terrible. You got to cross to the middle of the road and then push the button again, and you know, and wait ages for the lights to change. Yeah, they put in a beautiful path, but haven't thought about how to fix the light phasing. So we come out here, there's a golf driving range on the left, and it's all parklands, river parklands and stuff on the right. And we'll hop out on the road here and back on the path. We're coming up on the airport is in front of us, and all the market guards and stuff doing herbs and things like that. You can see it's just lots and lots of path. Now we're going to come out from this car park at the end here and hang a left, and then we're going to have to cross over a little bridge, and here's the Brighton Fishers. So if you've made it to the Fishers, you know you're on the right spot. Now when you get to the Fishers, you're going to hang an immediate left onto this path. There's a community garden we just went past here on the right. Some hockey ovals coming up on the right as well. There's all the market gardens on the right. We just went zooming past. Now there's a bit of confusion here in these car parks. Again, you can easily get lost. Well, when I say lost, you can take the wrong path. You'll still end up in the same place. Just it's a bit of a messy trip. So over on the left is the airport. There's often a A380 parked there. If you want to do some, sticky beaking. And here we are riding along the Brighton foreshore. They often have sculpture things here, like they do at Bronte to Bondi. If they do, stop and have a look at them. They're quite good. I'm just filling up my bit on here from the thingo. You can see the path has changed to brick. It's a little bit rough, and that shared path over on the left there, normally a bit crowded with people, so I'll hop out on the road here. Generally it's pretty quiet, but you do have to watch for oncoming cars because it's a two-way street, but it's only one lane wide, and some drivers don't know how to overtake as usual. And we're about to get to the Brighton Cafe, which I would advise not stopping at, really. Coffee's terrible and the food's not that great. But from here, you can keep on going down at Kurnell if you want to, but the path gets even worse. But the only good thing about stopping here is it's a nice view, and there's toilets, and it's a convenient turnaround place. So there you go, Plan B.